Welcome back, loves. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Kyle August, and I'm here to help you manifest in the quickest and easiest way possible, especially with your specific person. So today I got a question on one of my videos that was asking, how do you know if something is movement or not? And the quick answer to that is there is absolutely always movement happening. It is whether or not we are in a positive and abundant state to actually see it or visualize this in our external reality, or if we're just going to miss it, if we're thinking from a poor or despondent mood, right? When we are not mentally and I guess imaginatively open to the amazing abundance that your reality is out here to give you exactly what you want. Your subconscious mind is always working to get you on the perfect path to exactly what it is that you desire. If you're not feeling and being open to that, there's going to be so much movement that's happening all around you, and you're going to totally miss it. It's not going to make sense. It's going to be confusing, right? Right now, I would ask you during your specific person manifestation, are you also feeling confused about, okay, what is happening around me? Is this movement? Is this just luck? Is it a coincidence? Well, guess what? There are no coincidences in our reality. And everything and absolutely anything you see around you is actually helping you to that movement. Like I mentioned, as soon as your subconscious gets that desire and you begin to assume the state, literally everything begins moving in accordance to make that thing happen. So if you have to ask this idea of, is this movement or not? I would say, think of a very positive and abundant state, view that thing, and ask yourself, what is great about this? How is this actually helping me towards my end goal? And when you ask yourself that, you're going to prime your mind to then see it in that way. And you've heard me say this a million times, but it is so important. When you are looking at things and how they're actually here to help you, actually here to support you on your path, that's what you see them doing, and that's what they continuously do, because that is going to be your assumption that you are then placing on your external reality. One thing that I like to tell everyone in my coaching sessions, and it's super important because it makes a lot of sense, and I'm definitely talked about this in another video, but I want to reiterate here because it is so important. So remember that we are constantly and ultimately in control of our internal state at any given time. There's literally not a time in this reality, in this universe, that we are not in control of our internal state. I know it may feel like we're not sometimes, but that's completely normal. So don't feel like what I'm saying is you have to maintain a perfect internal state. I'm not saying that at all, but I will say we always do have control over it. So if you really have this will and this desire, you can take yourself out of any negative, bad state and put yourself into a positive and abundant mindset. But the idea that I'm mentioning, to be able to control your internal state to this extent, is to actually look at how we perceive stuff and how we see something in our external reality, and then we end up behaving in a certain way. Like, let's say you text your specific person and they don't message you back, and then it results in you sit there and you're like, oh, they're probably just busy. And then a couple hours go by and you're like, why are they ignoring me? And then a couple more hours go by, and then you're like, screw them. Why they ignore me? They don't deserve me. This, that. We start to get really frustrated, upset, and we send them some crazy message that's like, screw you. I never want to talk to you again. I'm sure everyone has dealt with this during a specific person manifestation, only to find out that they respond, oh, sorry, I got in a car accident, or this and that, or something happened. And then you feel really down and out, and you're like, dang it. Why did I overreact? Why did I begin to assume or go down a negative thought process? Why did I begin spiraling when it was all perfectly fine the whole time, and our specific person was in the process of getting back to us, but we didn't have that trust in it to actually allow that to take place, to allow the bridge of events to guide us perfectly down the perfect path. But here's kind of the idea that's going to help you control it. So remember, anytime we see something in our external reality, and again, is a reflection of our subconscious mind, but we use things in our external reality to support the beliefs that we already have. So you're going to see a stimulus outside of you, and this is the structure of experience. You've heard me say this before, but it is so important. So first, and it's going to be a circle. So at the top of it, we have the stimulus. So we see something outside of us, right? Maybe we see our specific person texting us. Maybe we see traffic on the way to work. We see anything that you see with your eyes outside of you is a stimulus. That's what you're seeing. The next portion of the circle in this structure of experience is going to be interpretation. So we see something and then we have to give it some sort of meaning. Again, this is implying and showing that truly nothing outside of you truly has a positive or negative meaning until we give it to it. So why not give everything a positive meaning and then see it show up as positive? But anyway, so we see the stimulus and then we give it meaning. So that would be maybe your specific person isn't texting you right away, and our meaning is that they're ignoring us, right? That's our meaning that we want to give it. But again, we could pick from literally anything, and our assumptions are always going to harden into fact. So keep that in mind. So let's say, though, we see that stimulus, we give it that interpretation. How does that make us feel? Because then the next version is going to be emotion, right? We start to feel in accordance to that interpretation that we gave it. So let's go back to that example. So if we are seeing that we feel like our specific person is ignoring us, we're going to feel very bad, very mad, resentful, aggressive, upset, all of the not so positive emotions, right? But then the last part of the structure of experience is going to then be a behavior. So because of that, we send a text to our SP, screw you, I'm never talking to you again, I never want to see you, you're the worst thing ever, like, right? Because that's our interpretation. And then that supports that same interpretation of the stimulus, and that's why it's a circle. So once we fully commit that behavior to memory and to our habit, we repeat that same thing over and over again. So you may have seen this before. So think about a time that maybe your SP didn't text you back and you kind of responded in a not so positive manner. What happened the next time that they didn't text you back in time? We basically repeated the same exact thing over and over again, right? But we want to upset that ritual, right? So as you can see though, our emotions, so the way you feel, so seeing our SP not texting us back and then feeling the emotion of feeling bad, in between that is the interpretation. Again, so you can give it any interpretation that you want. So I would always ask yourself to literally everything that you're seeing in your external reality, how is this actually working out in my favor? How is my specific person not texting me actually working out in my favor? And I know right now you may be thinking, there's no way, right? There's absolutely no reason that this would help me out. But I absolutely guarantee if you sit there and ask yourself that, your subconscious mind, is going to give you an answer, and you are going to absolutely feel so much better, because once you give it that positive interpretation, you're going to have a positive emotion, you're going to have a positive behavior, and then you have now fully habitualized the wish fulfilled state, right? Because now your assumptions are that everything is working out fine, everything is working out perfectly. Your specific person really desires to text you back, right? That's the assumption that we're going off of, so that's what we're going to continuously get over and over again. And the next time we see that, we're going to instantly think positive. And then think about that though, when we align our beliefs, thoughts and actions with the outcome, we have fully entered into that wish fulfilled state, and nothing can take us out of it. So we're really affecting our beliefs with this structure of experience. So we're affecting our assumptions. So then we are seeing our specific person act then differently when it comes to the next time we then experience that. Because again, your assumptions are always going to harden into fact outside of you. That's your consciousness reflecting on your external reality. So overall, I would say if you are seeing, or if you are wondering, is this moving or is this not, ask yourself, how is this bringing me towards my goal? How is this helping me with my specific person? Ask yourself that really, and that interpretation, that's that point you want to do, and then see where it leads you. And you'll see that there is, once you get into this thinking, you're going to notice that there is so much movement that you may not have even been, again, noticing before this point. And you're going to feel so much better and be like, oh my gosh, my manifestation is working out perfectly. Because I cannot tell you how many times, during coaching sessions that the same idea happens. We begin to overthink things. Again, rush to a negative interpretation. Think, why is this working against me, right? Because that's usually what we think. Like our SP not texting back in that stimulus, we instantly think, why is this working against me? That's our first thought process. But switch that, because again, we can make a choice. We are right now, if you've ever found yourself in that structure of experience, feeling very bad about an outcome, that's literally what we're doing in the negative. We want to do it in the positive, but we're literally doing it in the negative. So to say it works out in the negative but not in the positive just doesn't make any sense. So next time you see something outside of you, ask yourself, how is this working out in my favor? And you're going to see so much movement that you have never seen before, and you're going to feel so much better, so much more abundant, so much more like everything is working out perfectly, amazingly, because I guarantee you that it is. And if you ever kind of want to work that out with me, you can always sign up for one-on-one coaching. I can literally show you all the movement, because I guarantee you, give me a story of your specific person and I'm going to show you massive movement happening all around you. But if you guys did have any questions about this idea today, leave it in the comment section below. Or like I mentioned, you could always reach out to me on my website, which is kyleaugustcoaching.com. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video, and then also don't forget to subscribe. But that's all I got for you guys today. I absolutely love each and every one of you, and I'll see you next time.